Hey everyone. Hey fire signs. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. We are going to start with Aries, Aries sun and rising signs. Your birthday is right after Pisces season. These messages are regarding Pisces season. So instead of me going month to month, I'm going to just kind of focus on season to season or zodiac season to zodiac season. So Aries sun and rising signs from mid-February, which was probably February 19th or 20th, to March 21st, 22nd, pretty much mid-March, is the time frame that these messages are pertaining to for you. If you have Aries in your sun or rising signs, I intend for these messages to resonate with you. If they don't, toss it out. It's not a big deal. Okay, so take what resonates, leave what does not. If you guys hear like a rushing sound or like a, I don't know, like a white noise sound, I don't know, it's because my central heat is on. But it should go off in a little bit, so it shouldn't, hopefully it's not too bothersome. Aries, let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, these readings will be time stamped. Okay, so if you have another fire element like Leo or Sagittarius or Zodiac in your sun or your rising, definitely click on the timestamps in the description box to skip to that. Okay? All right, Aries, sun and rising signs, let's go ahead and jump in to your reading for Pisces season 2024. Let's see what messages the universe has for you guys of guidance, advice, and encouragement for Pisces season of 2024. Pisces season of 2024. For Aries, sun and or rising signs. So a card just wanted to fly out. You received blessed change. Okay. Aries, sun and rising signs. This is good. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever it is that you're praying for, whatever it is that you need or desire, this is not a time, Aries, for you to start belittling yourself or sabotaging any good thing that comes into your life. This is not the time to allow fear to get the best of you, because the energies that are by your side, the vibrations within you, your ancestors or your God, your angels, they all are saying yes to this. And this is a good thing. So something that you are expecting or you want a yes about. And again, this is general, so I'm not going too specific here. It really depends on this. Okay, so for those of you who may be looking for more romantic reading, I don't think that this pertains to that unless this romance or this person that has come into your life or is coming into your life is attached or is in sync with your path as a soul, is in sync with your success moving forward. Okay, so if you're more focused on something that you got to make sure that it's in sync with your path or with your soul's journey and your evolution and improvement that you have been experiencing or will experience very, very soon. I have a feeling you have already experienced this. You already feel it, Aries, sun and rising signs, but there is something that is going to turn your life around. And if it is a relationship, it is a very blessed relationship. This could be an existing relationship if it's not a new one. This can be with your career, an opportunity that is presented to you, or an opportunity that you have been striving so hard towards, a goal that you've been striving very, very much towards. And the universe is saying, is giving you the green light here. It's giving you the green light. It's saying, yes, 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 this is what you deserve. This is what you've worked so hard for. And we are so happy to give this to you. Okay. You guys could be getting married. Again, these are just the first couple of cards that I'm pulling right now. So I can only speculate and speak intuitively as best I can. We're going to pull some more cards to find out what this is pertaining to, and we're going to get into the tarot later. But just understand that this is a yes from the universe. You already know what this is, okay? You already know what this is. You already know that it's yours. And for those of you who don't know that it's yours, deep down inside you know, you're just doubting yourself, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see what else. Let's dig a little bit deeper using a couple more oracle messages for you guys. This is very beautiful to see, y'all. Like, your life is about to be lit up in the best possible way. This is the best possible outcome here. All right. And this says, let go of small thoughts about yourself. So you have to visualize yourself with the very thing that you desire. Like, if you want to get married and you want to have children, you know, in your this path that you're on, you know, you have to understand. I feel like I'm speaking to, you guys already know the sacrifices that you've needed to make, the type of improvement and evolution that you need to experience. If this is like a job, you're improving your finances. If this is moving to a new environment, a new location, if this is your dream career, okay, if this is you actually getting the house that you've been wanting, you know, you've been really trying to get a new home, okay, there is something that is really improving. Somebody, you know, maybe there's an illness that you're finally healing. This is like really big. This is something that maybe at some point in your life you did not see improving for yourself. Aries, you didn't see improving in your life for some of you. This is very beautiful energy. This is very abundant. This is very prosperous, okay? But it also depends on your perspective of this. So I can be saying that this is going to be prosperous, but you may not see it that way depending on how pessimistic you are about the situation or optimistic you are, right? So it really does depend, but just it depends on your perspective. But I do just understand, Aries, this is a blessing. It's not a blessing in disguise. This is just straight up blessings. This is straight up abundance. This is straight up, you know, prosperity. Straight up prosperity, Aries, sun and rising signs. Okay. Revealing your true self at this time. Your intuition is very strong. Please follow it at this time, Aries, sun and rising signs, okay? Follow your intuition. We all are built with intuition. All living beings are. It just depends on how detached we are from it and how distracted we are from our inner existence. Okay, yeah. You received opal. Let yourself sparkle and shine. Let yourself sparkle and shine, Aries. This is your time. This is your time. It says you are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. This is your time to shine. Anyone who has doubted you silently or verbally, maybe they've made it known to you that they don't trust you or what have you, or they don't feel that you'll be able to make it. They may have said it in their own way, what have you. You're really proving these people wrong, Aries, sun and rising signs, okay? So, people who may have doubted you and said, no, you're wrong. You don't know this or that, you know, you're not qualified, whatever it is that people are saying in a certain situation, you've known this entire time that you were right, no matter how big of a struggle it was. And I have a feeling that you're going to be seen now. You're going to be seen in a better light, you know. Yeah, this is very positive. Own your divine power. Yeah, this is your time to own who you are, Aries, sun and rising signs. Especially for those of you who have Aries in your rising, okay? This is your time to really step up and be like, no, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm made of. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm fighting for. I know what I've sacrificed. I know what, you don't know what I've endured. Like, there are people in your life who don't know. They have never walked in your shoes or come even close to it. Okay? They don't understand your perspective because they've never experienced the things that you've experienced. So, Aries, sun and rising signs, you have to have sheer confidence in who you are, confidence in what you've been through, confidence in the work that you have, accomplished and are still working to accomplish. There is no room for codependent behavior and people pleasing here. This is a time for you to, make people uncomfortable, make people upset at you, allow people to get upset at you and just be like, no, you're wrong, I'm right, right? I don't agree with you. You know, this is not okay. This is unacceptable. Like, it's okay to be disagreeable. Aries. Okay, does that make sense? Like, there's people that, maybe you've been saying yes to for far too long. You've been bending over backwards. You've been walking backwards for people. You've been looking crazy for people who did not deserve it, right? And now you've kind of stepped into this energy of like, I'm done with that. I've had enough. I'm not doing that anymore. You know, you need to fend for yourself now. I've done my job. It's time for you to step up, right? Whoever you're dealing with, it's time for them to step up now. It's time for them to, you know, perform their own independence in this situation. There's no more you doing more and them doing less, or the bare minimum, right? There's no more you putting your best foot forward and them doing the bare minimum. Okay? Put your health first, put yourself first for a change here. This can be with friends, family members, work environment, what have you. Yeah, absolutely, Aries. This is your time. You know, assert yourself into the conversation or make yourself clear. Make yourself known. Some of you guys may have been into some for a little bit, just kind of been, in the background, just like, I'm not trying to get involved, or I'm not trying to cause a fire. I'm not trying to cause an argument. I'm not this, I'm not that, or I want everybody to get along. It's like, no, ain't nobody about to get along because, I've been right this whole time and I've been keeping my mouth shut. Y'all just gonna have to be mad. Y'all just gonna have to be upset, right? And if there's people who don't want to talk to you anymore because you've made yourself clear about something, if it hurts their feelings, all well. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it just doesn't make sense, right? It's not about, this is not about, people's feelings, you know? It's not about that. It's about your success. It's about you actually standing up for what you've been working towards, you standing up for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish here, and without any ifs, ands, or buts from anybody. This is you not taking no for an answer, Aries. Right? Yes, this is so good to see. All right, Aries, sun and rising signs. Let's see one more oracle message for Pisces season of 2024 for your guidance. All right. All right, let's see here. Okay, so you have, yeah, okay, so there is someone in your midst or something that you're dealing with or you have been dealing with, or there is a certain someone that whenever you do hang around them or you contact them or they contact you, there is this sense of drama or this sense of just being just overly dramatic or wanting to gossip, wanting to argue, just some of you are dealing with somebody who's extremely defensive, right? They don't know how to listen to anybody. They already are on the defense and ready to give you an answer or a rebuttal. I feel like there's someone that's really difficult to have a normal conversation with, a mature conversation with this person. Okay, so you need to kind of, so Aries, you are a fire sign, you are ruled by Mars, so drama is kind of like maybe something that some of you guys are used to. So you may have to do something different this time if you haven't been doing it already. You may have already started doing this, where there's someone that you're dealing with. You realize that this person to some degree is kind of a block. They're kind of a problem, right? Every single time you take a step forward, this person somehow is trying to pull you a few steps back. and or maybe emotionally they somehow manipulate you into taking a few steps back and paying attention to them instead of focusing on what you're supposed to be focused on for yourself or for your children or your family, or whatever it is. There may be someone from your family, like your parents or siblings, that's kind of, if you're dealing with your own children, your spouse, there may be someone from your family, your parents or your grandparents or whatever, who are kind of pulling you back. And you're just like, I'm trying to move forward with my own family. I'm trying to move forward with my own life. You guys are just going to have to deal with that. Or this is your job. Maybe somebody trying to pull you away from a career move, or they're just blocking you. There's something there, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with or what you're moving towards. There's some person or something that is blocking you. Or maybe this is something within yourself, Aries. Maybe you're the one being dramatic, or you're the one gossiping too much, or you're the one that's being, I don't know. It just depends. And that's a block, and you need to detach yourself from that. You need to step away from that. You may be realizing, like, I'm tired of the drama. It's stressful. Some of y'all are realizing I'm getting too old for this. I just want to live a quiet life, or I want to live a life that just makes me truly happy. All right. This is about opening your heart to what you desire, not opening your heart to what others want for you. You know what you deserve. You know what's best for you more than anybody else, Aries, sun and rising signs. Okay, so even though there may be people in your life who have your best interest, they want you to be happy, but you have to trust yourself more than anybody else. You have to be your own best friend. I'm not saying that you can't have other best friends, other people, that you can't love your spouse with all your heart, mind, and soul, but like, you have to really trust yourself to do what's right for yourself. You can't always be trusting people to do what's right by you. Okay? Because that's just not how it works. You walk in your own shoes. We all walk in our own shoes. We only know what it feels like to be in our own shoes, not somebody else's. We may be able to relate. We may be able to have empathy. That's great. But you got to be your own best friend, Aries. And it doesn't mean that there aren't people that don't love you. It doesn't mean that they, are trying to block you intentionally. But, again, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. You have to detach from the drama. If you realize that whenever you talk to a friend or a family member about something, it kind of turns into drama, it turns into gossip, it turns into, kind of diving too deep into the past. Maybe you're starting to realize, let's talk about something that's going to grow us, grow me and this other person together. Let's not talk about the past. Let's not talk about this gifts, talk about this person who I don't get along with. If you don't get along with them, why talk about them? Move on. Some of you guys may be finding closure in something, and that is the turning point in your life where you're realizing, okay, or maybe a certain aspect in your life, there's a turning point when you realize, I'm done with that person, or I'm done talking about that person. Right? It's over and I'm moving on. Or, if it's not over, it's just more like, that person will come around, or that person, we'll talk when the right time comes around. So again, it really does depend on what you're dealing with. But again, Aries, this is your time to shine. This is your time to make yourself known. In whatever situation that you're dealing with, if you've been kind of sitting in the background, or you've been silent, but you got a lot of things that you got to say to somebody, or you have something to tell somebody about something that you've been observing, now's the time to say it. Now is the time. Oops, sorry guys. My neck is very stiff. All right. So we're going to pull 3 cards, Aries. This is the last bit of your reading. Aries, sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024. Let's see here what more the universe is speaking to you about for Pisces season of 2024. Okay, we have justice. That's good to see. That's kind of like a similar card here. Okay, so yeah, some of you guys, this does have something to do with career. This does have something to do with money, financial resources, or just resources in general. When it comes to your work, it's almost like balancing work and family, work and fun here. This is also something, there's something in a situation here, Aries, could be in a personal situation, where it could definitely be in a relationship, because there's Libra here. But there's something regarding a relationship with someone, business, platonic, or romantic, or even with your family, where there has been some unjust or unfair behavior or treatment. And you've been eyeing this, or you've been experiencing this for quite some time. And now is the time to speak up. now is the time to let someone know that they need to mind their business, or they need to get off your back, that they need to back off. Okay, it's now time to tell somebody, like, I don't appreciate that. That's not okay with me, and it never will be okay with me. You know, if this is your partner or your significant other, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and you know, there may have been some behavior that you've let slide for a while. Now it's not the time. This is a time to be like, nope, we're not letting that slide no more. Okay. Could be your parents, letting them know, I'm not going to let this slide no more. This is not okay. I love you, but no, that's not going to happen anymore. Right? Could be a friend of yours. You may be cutting somebody off and being like, I'm tired of you and your, you know, behavior. I'm tired of you and your BS. Tired of you disrespecting me, blah, blah, blah. And you may just end up cutting somebody off or just completely detaching yourself. But when you do this, when you step into this justice, you know, energy, you know, you we'll start to see things move forward a lot smoother than compared to if you were to keep your mouth shut and kind of play like a little mouse or like a fly on a wall, or you know what I mean? No, it's now time to start speaking up. When you start using your voice, Aries, you'll start to see things start to improve. You'll probably start seeing people treat you better, or you'll see that the universe starts clearing away things that no longer serve you. When you start speaking up, you start to weed some things out, right? You'll start to see people treat you, either they're going to stop talking to you because they're upset that you don't allow them to use you as a doormat or a punching bag, or they're going to straighten up and improve their behavior because they don't want to lose you. Does that make sense? Yeah. You've kind of been too cautious. I think you're going to realize, like, you know, when it comes to your money, maybe there's somebody that you live with or someone you've been dealing with where, you know, it's almost like you can't spend a lot of money because you got to worry about them, or, you know, somehow they're kind of blocking your money flow, in and out money flow for you. So it's like you can't spend, you can't go on vacation, or you can't do things nice for yourself because you got somebody else to take care of that they, you know, and they may need to step up. You know, if they're an adult, you know, they need to step up and, you know, get their own life. Maybe it's a roommate, maybe it's a grown family member. Um, Maybe it's a job that you're in and you're not getting paid enough, you're not getting compensated enough, and you're always having to budget. You're all, you know, and that's okay to budget, but too much. It's like, you know, you can't go on vacation, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't take time off. It's like, when do I take care of myself? When do I go have fun? When can I have a day off without being called into work or having to work 13 hours a day, what have you, right? Yeah. You're not able to really give, you know, given your relationships because of this situation. It's like there are other relationships that need your attention, Aries, but, or other things that need your attention, but it's like there's someone or something here that's kind of hogging all of your attention here, and that needs to change. So there's definitely a career move or a job change here, a promotion of some kind. Something is going to change and turn around for you, but you have to make sure you make yourself clear in a situation. You need to speak up. Yeah, because you got a lot going on, Aries. You've been doing a lot, Aries, sun and rising signs. You need to make a decision here, a confident one. You know, don't get too emotional about it. Just make yourself clear and just be like, you know, not okay. You know, it's not okay. It's not going to be okay. And some people may think that you're joking, but you're like, no, I'm not joking. You know, I may not be cussing you out. I may not be mean in my tone, but I'm making myself very clear to you. Like, I need you to calm down, right? I need you to relax and, you know, leave me alone, you know, mind your business. So I think this is also a time, Aries, where you're realizing not to take things so seriously, okay, in your life, and realizing that everything's going to be okay. You don't need to be working so hard, you know. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to feel your emotions, right? It's okay to feel. It's okay to want. It's okay to desire things. Makes sense. So anyway, I love you guys, Aries. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you guys enjoy Pisces season of 2024. And we're going to go ahead and move on to your next fellow fire sign, and that is Leo. All right, Leo, my Leo tribe, okay? Sun and rising signs. This is your fellow Leo sun here. So, you know, I'm always very excited to read. I'm excited to read for all zodiac signs, but, you know, I'm always excited to connect with my fellow Leos out there. So for Leo's sun and rising signs, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Happy Pisces season. These messages pertain to Pisces season. So these messages are for Pisces season only at this time. So from mid-February to mid-March is what I'm going to be reading for you guys, and whatever experiences come up for you for that season. Okay, so Leo, sun and rising signs. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay, I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, but life be lifing. Okay, and I got a life. I gotta live. I gotta tend to life sometimes, right? As we all do. But I'm back with your readings. I'm trying to keep them a little bit more simple, you know, and trying to keep them not as long. So that's why I'm kind of doing all 3 of the elements or zodiac elements in one video. So I hope that I'm able to give you as much information and encouragement and guidance in this video. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. Not a big deal. All right. All right, Leo, sun and rising signs. Let's go ahead and jump in. Let's pull a couple oracle messages, and then we're going to jump into the tarot later. Leo, sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024. Pisces season of 2024 for my Leos, sun and rising signs, spirit guides. What guidance and advice do you have for Leo, sun and rising signs for Pisces season 2024? Let's see. All right, let's see. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I know there may be some other noises, external noises around me. My fiance is watching TV out there. I got some music playing, but I hope that that's not too distracting. That's why I have this mic on. So hopefully most of the time you're hearing my voice. Anyway, Leo, let's see. Okay, Leo. There is something that's repeating for you in your life. Could be with your career. You realize that there is some repetition happening. It's like, why does this keep happening? You may realize that there's a certain synchronistic thing that keeps happening for you, and you're just like, why do I keep seeing this? You know, you may realize that there are different types of people telling you kind of the same thing, or giving you a message, or being like, oh, you should do this or that. And you're just like, you're probably like the 3rd person to tell me that, you know? But there is some type of repeating behaviors or repeating signs in your life at this time, Leo. And it could be big or small. Like it can be as big as like you're realizing that you keep manifesting the same job, the same pay rate, right? The same relationships. And you're like, when am I going to get something better? Or it can just be really synchronistic where you keep seeing the same number, the same word, the same letter, the same color, right? Could be that there is a couple surprising, maybe not surprising, but like negative and frustrating things that keep happening. And you're just like, why? Why? You may realize that there is a pattern of you getting a certain ailment or sickness, you getting sick, you know, and it's just like, why do I keep getting sick? You know? So pay attention to that. Really pay attention, Leo. So this is more than just using your intuition here. This is more about you utilizing your eyes, your ears, right? Kind of observing people, okay? It probably has already happened where, you know, you may have put it off and you're just like, that's nothing. And then it happened again and you're just like, okay. Nah, I'm just not going to worry about that. And then it happens again and you're just like, okay, what is going on here? Okay, now it doesn't have to be negative. It could be something where you're realizing that, and it could be a person, could be somebody keep on repeating something and you're just like, you know, you may start to, when you start paying attention to that person and observing them, you start to realize that they're not what they're cracked up to be. They're not what they seem. Okay, and you realize, some of you guys are going to realize that you can't trust somebody, okay? Because they're starting to act out, or they're starting to kind of repeat a certain pattern of behavior around you. And you're just like, And there may be some people around you who are just like, no, like, you know, they be doing that all the time. And you're just like, exactly, like, why are they doing that all the time? Okay? You might be like, I don't know, child. This is a time to really protect your energy, Leo. Okay, you have explore your options. It's time to look for other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. All right, Leo. There is a situation. Could be with your job, could be with a manager at work, could be a coworker at work, it could be with a relationship. Okay, and this is a relationship where you already know, Leo. I'm not talking to Leos where you're not aware of this. Okay, I'm talking to Leos where you are aware of this. You've been seeing this. And I don't feel like this is a relationship where you and your partner are striving for things to improve. If this is a relationship or in a romantic partnership or a friendship, you kind of been seeing a long time ago that this was not going to work. If there are certain friends in your life or people in your life that you kind of see fall off, and you're just like, what did I do? Why aren't they talking to me anymore? They may have something going on with them. It may be a pattern, okay? A certain way that they think, the way they communicate, that you may not have been paying attention to. And yet at this time, you may be going back into the past and realizing, oh, that's why they didn't want to talk to me, or this is why it didn't work out, okay? But for those of you you can't think of anybody from your past, and this is something that's happening currently, you already know who this is. You already know this person who's being repetitive in how they behave. Yeah. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward from this. During Pisces season, it's a really good time if you're trying to quit your job, okay? Okay. And I'm not saying you got to quit your job right away in Pisces season. I would say that you need to make sure, like this card says, it's a good time to look at other possibilities. So for those of you who are like, I'm tired of my job, there are some things that are happening now that I don't like, and it keeps on repeating for me, that means that it's time to move. It's time to change something. It's time to change careers, or it's time to change your job, okay? So you may need to, go on that job app, you know what I mean? Go on that website and, just start looking at other possibilities. How much are they paying, right? Are they giving you time off? Maybe you want weekends off. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you want insurance. You want better benefits. Maybe you just want a non-toxic work environment, maybe you're looking, maybe if it's romance or relationships, you might be looking for somebody who, doesn't have certain patterns of behavior that kind of like got you looking like, I don't know, you know? Now, this can be you and your partner, you and your family needing to explore other options, where to live, maybe your partner is looking for a place to work, there's a lot of different things that this could be. But Leo, there is some situation in your life where you're seeing some repetition. You're seeing some patterns of behavior that you're like, I don't know. And you need to pay attention to that. You need to start observing from afar. You ain't got to say nothing. You don't have to say anything. You can just look at it and just be like, okay, just clock it. You know what I mean? Just kind of clock that and just realize, might need to leave. Okay. You might end up seeing that somebody got some abusive behavior and you're like, gotta go. Ain't staying here no longer, not one more day, okay? Yeah. Let's pull a couple more oracle messages for you guys, Leo. Just to kind of see a little bit more into what this is pertaining to, what energies are at play, what energies are here to support you, what energies are at your fingertips for you to, use as a resource or as a point or a guide. Maybe you're curious to know what angel you need to talk to, whatever energies I explain here, you'll know, what to pray for, what to look for, right? If that makes sense. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what my hair is doing back here. It's been bugging me. All right, so let's go ahead and see here, Leo, sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024. What is your advice and guidance of what you're dealing with here? Leo, sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024. And Leo, if you have Sagittarius or Aries in your top two, or your sun or your rising sign, maybe you guys are watching for your Leo sun and you have Aries and Sagittarius in your rising, or vice versa. Definitely click on the timestamps below to skip to go to that reading as well. Okay. All right, Leo, let's see here. Okay, yeah. So, Leo, you need to make a list. For those of you who like to write and keep a journal, or you keep a planner, Leo, sun and rising signs, you need to make a list of your strengths. Or just make a mental note of it and keep reminding yourself each and every day what your strengths are. If you are in a job, and I have a feeling that this is career based, okay, because we're as I'm giving you this reading in Pisces season, the Virgo new moon, Pisces sister sign, she's shining, okay, and you need to make a list. I really have a feeling that this has something to do with money or career or finances or a job, y'all, or just resources when it comes to your home. You need to make a list of your strengths or remind yourself of your strengths. One thing I know about Leos, sometimes we don't always know, we don't really pay attention to our strengths. We just do. We just know how to show up, right? But we're not really mindful of like, oh, wait, what am I good at? We may have an idea, we may have, be like, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. But like, no, what are your strengths? Seriously. Are you being given the space to utilize your strengths? If you're working in a job where, maybe your certain strength is good communication, endurance, you're able to really communicate with people, de-escalating a situation, especially if you're working with customers, or you're able to really give a customer some extra help, because maybe you're just very empathetic to customers who need your help, and you want to really help them, but maybe some policies set in place where you're not able to do that. And you may, there may be some things in your job's policies and rules and regulations where you're not really able to be there to utilize your strengths like you want to. I'm trying to come up with a really good example, but I can't think of one right off the bat, but that's the best I can do right now. But Leo, what are your strengths? You need to focus on that. Because if you're settling for jobs or relationships that are not allowing you to grow and evolve, right? Like if you're a good leader, you're a Leo, right? And you want to become a manager, you want to climb the ladder, right? You want to grow in the company, but they're not really allowing you to do that. They're just like, they're kind of beating around the bush about it. That may not be the place for you. It's time for you to explore other opportunities, right? There is somebody out there who need your expertise, Leo. Am I making sense? Okay, you have persistence. You received Log, the god Log, the sun god. That's just so, look at Apollo. You have Log and Apollo. Look at that beaming energy. That is you. That's solar energy, right? That's you, Leo. So you got Log, persistence. You have to be persistent, Leo. So if you're working in a job, maybe you're working in a department or a facility where you're like, I don't really see myself growing in this department. You need to be on top of your managers. Make sure, if they say, hey, we're going to get back to you next week, make sure that they get back to you next week. Okay. If they give you a deadline of when you're supposed to hear from them or go through the training to be promoted, make sure they're actually on it. Okay. Don't just sit there and just trust like, oh, because you may have a manager or somebody who has a pattern where they make promises, but they never keep them. They make promises they can't keep or they don't want to keep. Okay. You need to be persistent. Now, if this is you leaving your job and finding a new one, you may need to make sure that if you apply to a job or you send in an application, you need to make sure that you're calling, you need to make sure that you're letting, hey, I sent in my resume. Hey, I applied for here, blah, blah, blah. You need to make sure that you are on top of it, Leo. Don't just let your resume or your application just get dumped in a pile. Even if you have to show your face in that company, walk through those doors, and tell, let that person hear your voice, see your face, that's really going to help you out. I'm just talking to those Leos right now who are looking for a job. Now, for those of you, if this is a relationship, again, you have to be persistent with someone. You need to make sure that you're on top of it. You need to make sure that you're on top of this person, make sure that you are letting this person know you need to get this done. Okay, we need to get this done, especially if you're if you're married or you're in a relationship, you may need to be on top of them about something that they need to improve on for the relationship. Don't just let things slide, Leo. Don't just assume that this person is just going to get it together. Okay, don't just make those assumptions. Don't make the assumption, at least not at this time in Pisces season. Don't make the assumption that, oh, they're going to, they'll get it done. I asked them to do it. We had a good conversation. It should get done. It's like, no, make sure that it gets done. Make sure that it gets done. Okay? Period. All right, so let's go ahead and move on, Leo, to the next oracle message, and then we're going to pull some tarot. We're going to pull 3 tarot cards. Okay? All right, Leo. Let's see here. For Leo's sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024, what more can you speak to them about for Pisces season of 2024, spirit guides, angels? Leo, for Pisces season of 2024. Speak more to them about this message. What more do they need to know? All right, Leo, so this is a good time to really understand the masculine and feminine in your life, within yourself, okay? Your feminine energy, that means that you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're connecting with that fertile energy, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. We're all built with masculine and feminine energy inside of us. Whether you're male or female, you need to connect and realize, okay, what's going to make me happy? What's not making me happy right now? You know, is this job allowing me to be creative and to come up with new ideas to do my job better? You know, and then that's when the masculine comes in, and, you know, if the answer is no, the masculine is going to step in and be like, okay, what do we need to do to improve this? We need, how proactive can we, how can we improve our productivity and our proactive energy to fix this, right? What's the next step? Your feminine energy is meant to nurture you and to support you emotionally, spiritually, right? You're supposed to take care of your body so that you can always put your best foot forward in good health. But, your masculine energy is there to make sure that you remember to put your best foot forward and to be persistent, Leo. You need to balance that. You need to balance that masculine and feminine energy inside of you. Don't be too feminine with it and feel like, this is all about how I feel, the dreamy life, things like that. This is all about, my dreams, but no masculine energy to back that up and to actually like take the necessary steps to get there. But don't be too masculine where you're being, overly confident and you're just work, and you're forgetting about the why. You're forgetting about yourself. You're forgetting about your health as you move towards your goal, as you move towards these newer possibilities and opportunities here, Leo. You need to balance that out. That can be easier said than done, but you need to balance that out, okay? This card says be gentle with yourself, like I said. So Leos, the Leos that I'm speaking to, you may be a little bit too hard on yourself and you're allowing your job or a relationship to kind of beat you down or beat you up a little bit or put too much on your shoulders. No. You've already done the work, Leo. Some of you guys are doing work for low pay. And people are expecting you to get it done even though they're paying you very little or minimum wage, right? You don't deserve that. And you know this. You know you don't deserve it, but for some reason there's that part of yourself that's like, let me just hold out. Let me hold on to it for a little bit because, I don't just want to quit and, leave these people hanging or whatever. It's like, no, if you got to quit, leave them hanging. That's not your problem. You got to know what's best for you, Leo. You got to know what's best for you. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into the tarot, y'all. Let's see what the universe has in store for you guys using the tarot. We're just going to pull 3 tarot cards, y'all, and we're going to conclude your reading with those messages. All right? All right, Leo. Sun and rising signs. What more can you speak to Leo about spirit guides, angels, regarding Pisces season of 2024? What more can you speak to them about using the tarot for Pisces season of 2024? Leo, sun and rising signs. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. All right. Leo, sun and rising signs for Pisces season of 2024. Yeah, Leo, you have come so far. You're established, like you are ready to establish yourself by now. There's new partnerships, new contracts, new agreements. Keep moving forward, Leo. If there is a job that you are, a position that you're still holding at a job, it's time to move. It's time to move because it's becoming toxic. It's becoming draining. It's drained you for some of you. The universe is rooting you on here. It's saying you have done such an amazing job, Leo. Why are you settling? I feel like your spirit guides or your angels or your creators very frustrated with you right now, Leo. Even though they're like so happy for the work that you've accomplished, they're just like, why are you sitting here? Like, why are you still here? You need to move. You know, like it's time to go towards what you truly deserve. And again, Leo, I'm not saying that you have to quit your job today. I'm just saying, you know, if you haven't thought about it, if you haven't really put some thought into it, it's time to start putting some thought into it. It's time to start filling out those applications. It's time to start thinking about when you're going to put your 2 weeks in, if you feel like that job that you're at deserves your 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, you're waking up to something, Leo. You're really waking up to your true potential here. Once again, you're leveling up. Some of you guys, you know your potential, but now it's time to level up within that. Okay. This is beautiful, Leo. 10 of Cups, 2 of Wands, the World card. Your things are coming. Archangel Michael is here for some of you. Everything is coming full circle for you, Leo. Some of you guys, everything's coming full circle again. Your family life is about to improve. Some of you guys, your children, you're gonna, you know, your children are, you know, gonna be very blessed because of your finances or because of this job change. You and your partner, your finances and your emotional health is going to improve because of this, Leo. There is some relationships in your life that are repeating. They're toxic, or they're not making you happy. They're manipulative. There's somebody who's shady, or there's a job here that, you know, you just keep repeating this type of job situation. And now the universe is like, it's time to go after what you truly want. You're capable of doing that, Leo. So if you're feeling like, oh no, that's going to be too good to be true, you know, it's not real, this is just a fantasy, blah, blah, blah. That's what's going to block you. That's what's going to block your blessings. You have to realize that what's in your mind, the dreams that you're having, the goals that you have, the vision that you have, it can be real. It doesn't have to be just a fantasy. Be persistent with that. Practice discipline. You got the Cancer card of the Chariot, card number 7. Practice discipline. Discipline yourself to really put your foot down and be like, I'm not settling for this anymore. Discipline yourself to know when to observe someone or something that has a certain repetitive behavior or a certain repetitive sign. Repeating signs, right? This is a very important achievement for you. Yeah. Some of you guys, people are really going to be seeing you in a very, very bright light. Some of you guys are going to be seen in the public eye, in your community or on social media for the work that you've put in. Okay? If you will it to be so, it will be so. Okay? You better go after it, Leo. Don't be sitting around settling for crumbs. You don't deserve crumbs because you're not giving people crumbs. So why are you, if you're giving people the best, right? You're giving people gems and all they can do is come with you with breadcrumbs. Like, you giving to the wrong people, child. Okay? All right, Leo. Love you guys very much. Happy Pisces season. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and jump into your reading. Happy Pisces season. Okay, this is for Sagittarius, Sun and Rising signs. So if you have Sagittarius in either of those two or both, these messages are for you. This is going to be messages for Pisces season, so mid-February to mid-March. Okay, let's see what Pisces season has in store for you, Sagittarius. Excuse me. Let's see what the universe has in store for you, what messages of advice, guidance, and encouragement the universe has in store for you for the season of Pisces 2024, Sagittarius, Sun and Rising Sign, Spirit Guides, and Angels. What can you speak to them about, giving them advice, guidance, and encouragement for Pisces season of 2024? Let's see, Sagittarius. I'm going to pull a couple of oracle messages for you guys, then jump into the tarot later. All right, so first card out we have for Sagittarius. Okay, you have set your sights higher. Increase your standards and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. Now, Sagittarius, I feel like you guys have no problem with this, okay? At least not mentally. You probably are already like, yeah, I agree with that. Are you acting on it though? Okay. Are you acting on those standards that you have? The mental, like if you have it in your mind, it's like, no, these are my standards and that's it. Are you acting on them though? Okay. Because it says increase your standards. So to me, this tells me, Aquarius, some of y'all may have Aquarius in your chart. Sagittarius, you have accomplished something, or you have leveled up in your life recently. And whether it's with your career, your finances, your family, your, relationships, what have you, or spiritually, you have leveled up as an individual. Okay. Therefore, your standards also have leveled up, or need to level up, should I say. You need to expect more from people. Your partner, expect more from your friends. You need to expect more. Now, I'm not saying like if you have good friends, okay, if you have amazing friends who have been there for you, they're there for you, they're there as a shoulder to cry on, they're there to support you, they want to see you grow and they're growing with you. If you have a partner or a spouse who is doing the same, this is not pertaining to them. Okay, this is not pertaining to those people in your life. This is pertaining to people who are giving you scrap, or used to giving you that. You've allowed them to give that to you for quite some time. Even after you've leveled up, you're kind of still entertaining these relationships where you're not really, they're not in your, as you increase your relationships, or the energy and the vibration between you and the people you care about are not increasing. Okay. So if you have people in your life where you've kind of allowed them to feel comfortable with giving you less, okay, with showing up in your life with crumbs, not that they're bad people. I'm not saying that these people are out to hurt you and this is what they're, they want to give you that. It just means that it's time for them to level up in their life in order to give you the energy that you're giving to them. So, if there's someone in your life that you really care about and you see that they're still kind of struggling at a certain level as you level up, am I saying that you need to leave them behind necessarily? No. If you really care about them and you want to see them grow with you, kind of have a conversation and be like, hey, have you thought about doing this, doing that? Give them some recommendations to help them understand how to grow. Like I've had conversations with my friends before and they've had conversations with me where it's like, hey, you need to maybe try looking into this job, look into this type of career path, or you need to look into this, look into this type of conversation, things like that to help me understand or help them understand like, hey, you need to kind of level up. We want to see you thrive. We want to see you grow, because if you don't, we can't really have this connection anymore. Right. So Sagittarius, you may be needing to have a conversation with somebody, or maybe if you already can tell that a relationship or a job is just not meant for you anymore and you just want to move on, then move on. It really depends on how you feel about this person or this person, place, or thing. You need to really recognize your power here, Sagittarius. You need to recognize that it's absolutely okay for you to be powerful, because there are some of you guys, you may be surrounded by people, or you're scaring yourself into kind of being a mouse or being quiet or being in a cubby hole, because maybe you feel like you really being confident makes you look like you're being a pompous asshole, to some people. Maybe there's some people surrounding you, they're very intimidated by you, and you don't want them to be intimidated by you. You want them to accept you for who you are and not be afraid of you. But those are the types of people, Sagittarius, you can't really get too close to. Okay, if this, you know, when it comes to your standards, when it comes to anything that you hold near and dear to your heart, if it's your friends, your family, your romantic partners, or future ones, if you're surrounded by people, or you're constantly surrounding yourself with people who are too afraid to confront you, or too afraid of you confronting them about things because they're afraid that you're going to get angry, or they're afraid that you're going to put them on the spot, or they're afraid that they don't want to get on your bad side, or they're just intimidated by you, or some people may just prejudge you and they automatically assume that you're a certain way without really understanding that you're actually a very caring and giving person. You just don't take bullshit, right? So those are the people that are just, you know, they may not be meant to be in your life for too long. Okay. Now, if you have, again, if you have people in your life, they see that you're powerful. They see that you're amazing. They love how intimidating you are because you're just straight up and honest with them. Those people you will bless. Okay. Those are the people who are blessing you in your life, Sagittarius, sun and rising signs. Those will be the people that you bless in return. Right. So you want people in your life who are going to always be honest with you, always have meaningful conversations with you, always have conversations about growth and evolution with you. You know, if you have a job right now where you're dealing with a lot of stupid people, or people who are not trying to grow in the company, if you're a manager or you're in charge of, you know, employees, or maybe you're just an associate and you're working with other employees and management who are not trying to grow, or they're too small-minded maybe to have certain conversations about growth in the company, that's not the job for you. You want to have a career or a job where when you sit down and you have a conversation about, you know, improvement, you know, and evolution in the company, how the company can move forward and grow. You know, you want to be able to sit down and they're just like, okay, what do you have for us? What do you got to bring to the table? You know, if they're not able to feed off of you and piggyback off of what you're trying to do in your job, I'm speaking to those of you, if this is a job, if you're not working with people who are willing to sit down and have serious conversations, you know, if they're not willing to be assertive as much as you're being assertive and take things seriously when it comes to growth in the company or growth within your position or your department, once again, that bores you. That bores you. Okay? Doesn't matter where you work. You can be an artist, you can be a technician, you can be an engineer, you can be in tech, you can be, you know, maintenance. It doesn't matter what you do. You can be an educator. If you're in a job where you do not see powerful, confident growth and people being ready for that growth with you because they're too scared or whatever, you know, or they're just too lazy. For some of you guys, you're just dealing with lazy people. You're dealing with people who don't know, you know, what's good for them. You know, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're not trying to grow with you, you know, maybe they may not have the same career perspective as you. Maybe you feel that they could be doing better in their career, or, you know, you want to see them grow and thrive in a career, but they're just like, I'm not, you know, maybe that's not the relationship for you. Okay, if that person is not trying to grow you and have like meaningful conversations with you, that's probably not going to work for you, Sagittarius. I'm just giving out examples. I'm not saying that that's necessarily your experience or how you think. I'm just giving you just really, I guess, you know, quick examples of the type of power that you possess and how your relationship should kind of mirror that at this time moving forward. So let's go ahead and pull a couple more oracle messages, Sagittarius, sun and rising signs for Pisces season. And again, this is just pertaining to Pisces season. But moving forward after Pisces season, I would love to see that you guys have improved and evolved and have gotten that job, or you're on your way to getting that job that's really going to fulfill you, or, you know, your relationships are starting to fulfill you, you know, new friendships, new partnerships, right? So I would love to see that for you guys, but, you know, that's completely, you know, again, move at your own pace. I'm not saying that you have to necessarily do this right now and, you know, quit your job or, you know, have these conversations right now. Just really think about it. You know, think about, like, are you, you know, Are you afraid to set your standards higher because of society? You know, are there people on social media or society or people in your family who are just like, your standards are way too high? There's no way that there's anybody in your life who's going to meet those standards. If this is romance, okay, if this is a relationship or a future relationship and you feel like you just kind of need to settle, no, Sagittarius. Name your price, right? You know, if there's somebody who wants to date you or they want to put a ring on it at some point, lay your standards out on the table. Like, no, this is what I want. This is what I deserve from you, right? Because trust me, Sagittarius, there are people out there. There is someone out there who is gonna see that, no, Sagittarius, they're high maintenance, and I love it, and I'm here for it, right? I'm here to accommodate that. I'm here to love and support that and to give my all to that, right? Keep saying no to people who don't want to meet those standards. Just keep saying no. It doesn't matter how long you have to keep saying no. Just keep saying no until the right person. The more you push away the wrong people, that's when the new wave of, you know, the right people are going to come through. Does that make sense? So be high maintenance as Sagittarius. So like, you know, people think that, you know, you're supposed to just, you know, stoop down to their level. It's like, no, get over yourself, right? If I'm too high maintenance, then I'm just too high maintenance. Find somebody else who ain't. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, Sagittarius. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the time here. So let's go ahead and pull another oracle message. We'll pull a couple more before you jump into the tarot, okay? For Pisces season of 2024 for Sagittarius, Sun and Rising sign spirit guides. What more do you have to say to them? Let's see. There goes power again. You have the word power in your reading twice. And it says powerful or power of joy. And you have Buddha here. Or Maitreya. Or Maitreya. But it's like the power of joy. Joy is very powerful. So Sagittarius, there may be some people surrounding you who do not want to see you happy. Some people have a really hard time, especially when they're in a low spot in their life or they don't feel good about themselves. There are people who hate seeing others happy. You may have someone in your life who absolutely hates seeing you happy. They hate it because they can't have that. But they could if only they just, you know, worked on themselves, made some sacrifices, right? Joy is a very powerful energy. Happiness is your birthright, Sagittarius. So if there's anybody in your life who may be looking at you like you have a beautiful relationship with someone, or maybe you have, you know, a partner that they want, right? They may be trying to say mean things to you, or they may be thinking some really jealous things about you and your partner because it's like, well, how come I can't have that? You manifested this, Sagittarius. That's why, you know, they have to work on their law of manifestation. They have to work on what they're generating off of, right? So if there's someone surrounding you, may not know this, Sagittarius, but there may be more than a couple of people surrounding you who are just like, why do they deserve that? How come I don't have that? You may have somebody at work who just wants to mess everything up for you. They do not like you because you're getting the recognition that they feel they deserve, but they're not putting in the work, right? It makes no sense, but people are like that, right? Bottom of the deck, you have work your magic. So you better work, Sagittarius, Sun and Rising signs. You should not care about people's feelings, okay? Even though this is Pisces season, this is not the time to give into people's feelings. You know, think about how you feel. It's not about other people. It's about connecting with yourself, connecting with your spirit. That's what Pisces is all about, in my opinion. It's about creativity, fertility, you know. It's about, you know, understanding another person's point of view, but at the same time understanding like how you feel, addressing your emotions, maturing emotionally. This is also about you connecting with your soul, having more empathy for yourself, more love for yourself, you know, because we are under the Virgo full moon. So this is also about practicality. It's about getting organized. It's about facing your responsibilities at this time. Like, who are you people pleasing and why? Okay? Why are you shrinking yourself, Sagittarius? You are a Sagittarius, as I always say in my readings. You're ruled by Jupiter. You're all about expansion and growth. You're supposed to be exploding with happiness at this time, whether it be in your relationship with somebody. You know, you may have the love of your life right now, Sagittarius, sun and rising signs, and people may be really jealous of that. They're just like, how did you get that? How did you get that relationship? How come I've been trying to, land a good relationship for years? How did you get it? Right? Or I've been trying to land that position at work. I've been trying to get that job for years. I went to school. I da 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 da. But it really depends on the energy that you're generating off of. So Sagittarius, don't be generating off of breadcrumbs. Okay? Does that make sense? Don't be generating off of like breadcrumbs. Like it says, increase your standards. Like, keep rising higher. You know? All right, y'all. Some of you guys may have a Leo in your life, or you have Leo in your chart. So, because this kind of reminds me of like the similar energy of Leo's reading. So if you have a Leo in your life and they need to hear this, or you have Leo in your sun or another placement in your sun or rising sign, definitely check Leo's reading out. You can just click on this timestamp for their reading, okay? If that resonates with you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. All right, let's pull one more oracle message, then we're going to jump into the tarot, Sagittarius, sun and rising signs for Pisces season 2024. All right, I think they want me to stop there. All right. Let's see. Sagittarius, sun and rising signs for Pisces season 2024. Let's see. Let's see. Ceremonies and celebrations. Okay, Sagittarius. So some of you guys are about to celebrate a birthday. You're about to celebrate a milestone. You may be celebrating having a baby. You may be celebrating your marriage. You know, some of you guys are getting married at this time. Could be that next Pisces season. This is all happening for you guys as well next year. You guys may be planning for that. It says it's a time of important life passages, such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. So your life is pretty good, Sagittarius. So again, increase those standards. All right. Especially if you're getting married, or you're having kids, you may have to, be careful of who you hang around. You need to be careful of the things that you do. Marriage is a very important energy, right? So you may have to be careful who you're entertaining in your life, right? And if they're negative, they may be trying to get in the way. That could get in the way of your marriage, or get in the way of, your family's happiness. Yeah, you have a lot of green here right now. Okay. Some of you guys are about to, some of you guys, if you have like a chronic illness or some type of like a sickness, you are definitely improving that. During Pisces season, definitely make sure you go to the doctor. Make sure that you maybe change your diet, eat in a type of way where it's more wholesome. Take your supplements, maybe stop taking a certain medication. If you drink too much, Sagittarius, maybe kind of cut down on that, or stop completely. If you smoke, cut down on that, you know what I mean? Or try to stop completely, wean yourself off of it. Pisces season is really going to support you when it comes to your health. Okay. But there's definitely a milestone here. There's a milestone for you that you are about to hit in Pisces season, or you're maybe going to hit sometime after Pisces season. And it could be a milestone at work. It could be a milestone at work. Somebody, you're probably going to, get congratulated or win some type of certificate or something like that at work. And that milestone, when you're being celebrated for that, you might start to realize, Sagittarius, that you deserve better. If you're getting promoted, you're realizing, wow, I made it. you know, I'm moving up. You know what I mean? My hard work paid off. And you start to realize that, you know, the coworkers that you have now, you don't want no more. You know, it's time to get better coworkers or what have you, or move departments. Yeah. For those of you, if you're a Sagittarius rising, you might be a Pisces or Aries sun. So your birthday may be coming up very soon or has already passed. All right. All right, you guys, last but not least, let's go ahead and pull some tarot for you guys moving forward in Pisces season of 2024 for Sagittarius sun and rising signs, spirit guides, and their messages of guidance for Pisces season of 2024. All right, let's see here. I'm going to pull 3 cards, you guys. One more for good measure for Sagittarius, sun and rising signs for Pisces season 2024. Let's see, spirit guides. Let's see what you got. Okay, so just like Aries, Sagittarius, you got justice in the first position. Getting the treatment that you deserve. Balancing work and life, work and play, right? Standing up for what you know is right, standing up for your beliefs. Yep, there's marriage here. There's marriage. Some of you guys, depending on your culture, you may be very religious, or you have a certain tradition here, especially when it comes to marriage and having children. Some of you guys, your standards are growing because you have stepped into a time in your life where you're a husband or a wife now, or you're a mother or a father. Okay. Yeah, some of you guys are connecting with a deity or a certain spirit. I feel like it's a deity right now. You're connecting with God or a certain religion, and therefore your standards also grow because of what your deity expects from you. Right? You're not doing things the way you used to, or you're being encouraged to, because it's going to enrich your life. Okay. This is also a good time to go to therapy, Sagittarius, sun and rising signs, or seek out some type of spiritual leader or spiritual mentor or teacher at this time. Also finding like-minded people. So as your life changes, as your standards increase, you need to find people who have those same standards. You're going to start manifesting and generating the energy to bring in these types of people in your life who maybe they have the children of their own and they're family oriented. You know, maybe you need to be around friends and family who support your marriage and the love between you and your partner. If this is about career and finances, you need to be around like-minded people who are career oriented, who are career driven and are all about, you know, business etiquette, business hygiene, you know, good financial hygiene. Right? If this is all about your spiritual hygiene and you're improving and evolving with that, you need to be around like-minded people who also have good spiritual hygiene, right? So I do see that for you. The universe is bringing that in for you. You don't need to worry about money, Sagittarius. There are those of you are really struggling with money. Well, you're not struggling with money. You're struggling with the thought of money. You have some fears surrounding your finances. You don't need to worry about it. If you need help, Sagittarius, your spirit guides or your creator is asking that you ask for help. If you need to speak to a therapist, or maybe you need to speak to your boss or your manager and let them know maybe work is too stressful for you. Maybe working with the type of people that you're working with is just not cutting it for you. You need to talk to them about it, right? All right. Some of you guys have been thinking about self-employment. You want to open your own business, but you're kind of shaky on that. You're just like, I don't know, you know, I don't know if it's really going to be secure enough for me to be self-employed, right? You have some fears here. Let me clarify this for you guys. Okay, you have the Queen of Fire. So yes, Sagittarius, that's you, whether you're male or female. You need to be confident, continue to be your kind, beautiful self, you know, be gracious to yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. Yeah. Some of you guys are artists and you need to get back into that. You need to get back into being more creative. So if you want to open your own business or you want to work for yourself, you need to get back into the creative aspect or whatever you went to college for. If, you know, I feel like you need to go back to your college years. If there was something that you really loved and that's why you went to college, but it kind of fell on the wayside because of the industry or not being able to find a job fast enough or not enough pay, you kind of need to go back to that now that you have more expertise and now that you've kind of been established now. Let's go ahead and I want to clarify the Five of Earth for you guys. Sagittarius. Five of Earth for Sagittarius for Pisces season of 2024. Let's clarify the Five of Earth or the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Your home, your job, a project that you're trying to finish at work, you're fine. You worked very hard, Sagittarius. You're stuck in your head about it. I love seeing the Eight of Swords. That tells me that you're trapping yourself in your head. There's nothing going on in your life that's detrimental at all. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah. There's some delays. There's some delays. There's some things that you find out at work about what's going on with the company or maybe whatever is going on, there have been some challenges along the way, absolutely. But that's not going to change the blessings that you've already experienced, not going to change the blessings that are on the way. Okay? There's some challenges along the way, but they're not detrimental. They look scary, but they're not as scary as they look. Okay? It's time to let go. It's time to release. It's time to move forward in confidence. Okay, Sagittarius? All right, y'all. I love you guys very much. I hope that you guys enjoy Pisces season as we move through Pisces season into the springtime. And I will see you guys, Sagittarius, in Aries season when springtime hits. All right. Much love and light to all of you fire signs. I wish you guys the very best of luck on your journeys this season. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye.